This is 31st July 2024. Around 2 o'clock in the night in Tehran, Iran's capital, a powerful explosion is heard inside the compound of the president's palace. Neither was it an ordinary day, nor was it an ordinary location where the explosion took place. The day was not ordinary because it was the second day of the oath-taking ceremony of Iran's new president, Mossad Pezeshkian. In this green compound, where various royal palaces can be seen, on the edge of it is a 5-story building where Iran's state guests stay. And this explosion took place on the 3rd floor of this building. This day, there was no ordinary person in this guest house, but the former Prime Minister of Palestine and the leader of Hamas, Ismail Haniyeh, was present. It was a high-profile murder. Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh was accused of assassinating Israel's agency Mossad. But as usual, Israel and Mossad did not comment on it. The leader of Hamas was killed inside the compound of the Iranian president when he was under the protection of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. And that too, as a state guest. Welcome to Informative World Watch TV's videos again. Viewers, if Israel really did this, then there are a few questions here. How was this operation carried out about 2,000 kilometers away from Israel? Why was Ismail Haniyeh killed in such a different way? He had only come to Iran as a guest. By the way, he mostly lived in Egypt, Qatar, or Turkey. So why was he targeted in Iran? If we take a look at some of the targeted operations of the Israeli agency Mossad, then one thing is very common in it: fear. Yes, whether Adolf Hitchman's death penalty, bombing of nuclear reactors in Syria, the murder of Iranian nuclear scientists, or the explosion of 3,000 Hezbollah pager devices in Lebanon. The purpose of all these attacks is to send a message to Israel's enemies that wherever they are, they cannot escape Mossad. Ismail Haniyeh, who was on Israel's hit list, had been living in Qatar for about 10 years. Not only this, but other leaders of Hamas also live freely in Qatar. The interesting thing is that the American army, Israel's ally, is also present in Qatar. The people of Hamas do not live secretly there. Even Hamas's headquarters is also present in Qatar. Ismail Haniyeh also spent many years in Qatar. But not a single attack on him. But why? If he had been targeted in Qatar instead of the enemy country Iran, it would have been easier. But this is just what we think, when the reality is exactly the opposite. To find out the reason for this, we have to go back 14 years, when a very big blunder happened to the Israeli intelligence agency Mossad, a blunder that damaged Mossad's reputation. In 2010, Mossad planned an operation to kill Hamas logistics officer Mahmoud Abdul Rauf al-Mabu. In Mossad's view, Mahmoud's duty was to buy weapons from Iran and deliver them to Gaza Strip. And he also believed that Mahmoud had killed 2 Israeli soldiers in the past. Anyway, the name of this operation was Plasma Screen, and it was to be carried out in Dubai. Mossad's 20 agents took part in this operation, who had to change their clothes and reach Dubai. The problem was that at that time, there were 24 countries that did not accept Israeli passports, including Dubai. Therefore, these 20 agents had to reach Dubai on a foreign passport. But there was a system in Israel for arranging these foreign passports. The people who had dual nationality in Israel, i.e. one passport of Israel and the other of British, American, or Australian, were shortlisted, and an officer went to them. They were asked whether they wanted to travel on their second passport or not. And if anyone said no, they were asked whether they could use their passport details for the safety of the country, i.e. for the safety of Israel, and in response, people often did not refuse. Mossad needed 20 foreign passport details for Operation Plasma Screen, i.e. the name of someone else will be on these passports and the picture of Mossad agent. Traveling on these fake passports more than once can be very risky. Therefore, it was very important for him to go to Dubai for the first time and kill the logistics officer of Hamas. But this could not be done. In the first visit, he followed Mahmoud in Dubai and kept a close eye on his fake behavior. But before the agents could do anything, Mahmoud left Dubai. In the second visit, the agents had to come to Dubai on the same passports, and they succeeded in poisoning his coffee while following Mahmoud. But Mahmoud could not die. He certainly got sick, and he went to his home Syria. After 2 to 3 months, Mahmoud came back to Dubai, and the Mossad agents also returned to Dubai. It was very risky for them to travel on the same fake passports more than once. This time, they decided to stay in Mahmoud's hotel. In the tennis player getup, some agents followed Mahmoud in the hotel lift, and one of them noted which room he was going to. This whole operation was also being recorded in the CCTV camera. They were able to book Mahmoud's room. 4 of these agents searched for the right opportunity, opened the door of Mahmoud's room, and sat inside. When Mahmoud came back from shopping, he was killed by an ultrasonic device. The special thing about this device is that it can shut a person's heart without leaving a needle or a physical mark. This whole Operation Plasma Screen looks like a Hollywood movie. There was only one difference, that in the movies, a hacker colleague sits outside in the van and deletes the CCTV records. But there was no such scene here. All the movements of the agents were recorded in the CCTV. The agents made Mahmoud lie on the bed as if he had died naturally, and everyone ran away from Dubai immediately. It happened exactly as they wanted. Dubai police said that Mahmoud died of a heart attack, but Hamas claimed that Mahmoud's death was not natural but his murder. Dubai police saw the CCTV footage and checked the immigration records. These were the fake passports that drowned Mossad's agents. It was found that 20 agents entered Dubai at the same time behind Mahmoud. Not just one, but their entry in all 3 visits was matching Mahmoud's entry. In fact, within 2 hours of Mahmoud's death, these 20 agents fled Dubai. Dubai police issued their arrest warrants. This was quite surprising for all of them who had their real passports. The passports used were Australian, British, Irish, and German national. When they found out that there had been a murder in their name in Dubai, they were also quite upset. The matter was getting international coverage, and these countries began to be defamed for this murder. These were the same countries that are considered the allies of Israel, and they felt very bad that the friend country has defamed them in the world. Mossad's Operation Plasma Screen became the reason for a lot of defamation and negative impression for Israel. Israel, which is actually in the Middle East at the behest of its allies, had broken the trust of its allies. Since then, Israel has not given any chance to upset its friend countries and allied partners. This is why Hamas's headquarters is also present in Qatar. Because Qatar is not only an ally of the US, but also a supporter of Hamas. In 2011, US President Barack Obama personally requested Qatar to give space to Hamas's leadership on its land. At that time, the US wanted to negotiate with Hamas, and it was easier to do this in Qatar than in Iran. This is why it is impossible for Israel to target Hamas leaders in Qatar. But when Hamas leaders are not in Qatar, they are in Turkey, Egypt, or Iran. Egypt and Turkey are also US allies, and targeting Hamas leaders here can also cause defamation. But Iran is not an allied partner of the US. This is why it was easier for Mossad to target Ismail Haniyeh in Iran. No allied partner will be upset by this. Mossad knew that Ismail Haniyeh often goes to Tehran. He also knew that whenever he goes to Iran, he stays in a guest house in the compound of the presidential palace as a state guest. But he didn't know when he would go to Iran next time. During this time, an incident occurred that was enough to call Ismail Haniyeh to Iran. You may remember that a helicopter crashed in Iran a while ago. This crash happened on May 19, 2024, in which the Iranian president died. Mossad knew that Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh would definitely be invited to the inauguration ceremony of the new president. Mossad agents convinced 2 guards of the presidential complex, by the lure of money and asylum in Europe, to plant a bomb under the bed of the room where Ismail Haniyeh lives. This was not a timer bomb, but a bomb that exploded at the right time, in a remotely controlled manner. According to the plan, Ismail Haniyeh was invited to the oath-taking ceremony of the new Iranian president. This ceremony was to be held on July 28, 2024. Some reports say that the bomb was planted 8 weeks before the ceremony. On July 28, the new president, Mossad Rajavi, took the oath. Ismail Haniyeh attended the inauguration, met the Iranian supreme leader, and then went to the guest house on July 30th. It was also easy for Mossad to keep an eye on them, because this presidential palace was built near the international ski resort in Iran. From here, a 7-kilometer-long chairlift takes you to the ski resort. And from the chairlift, this building is clearly visible where Ismail Haniyeh had to spend the night. Agents saw for themselves or got the help of the internal guards. But as soon as they heard that Ismail Haniyeh had gone to his room, they waited for the lights to go out. It was 1:40 at night. As soon as the room lights went out, they pressed the button and blew up the bomb under the bed. For Israel, the purpose of such attacks is to instill fear and terror in the hearts of its opponents, so that they feel that no matter how secure they are, they can be targeted anywhere, anytime. I hope you will like and share this video of informative World Watch TV. Thank you very much for your loving comments. See you in the next great video.